How's it going? It's Slater with the boys at Lanco. All right. So now this is a big thing. We're on the bus right now, but this is not usually your guys' home. You have a different home, and I know the last 8 days has been a bit of a challenge shifting stuff around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was an Idaho experience that you probably saw like a little bit on social. Are you guys okay with the new digs? How has everything worked out the last week and a half?
It works.
Yeah, it works. The new digs, it's good. We our bus is still in Denver, right?
Yeah.
We had to fly out to the show and found out we weren't gonna have a bus, and then we have a lot of stuff on our bus and then in our trailer, and getting that from that part of the country to Florida, that's been some.
Applaud Mark. I was the one that's been making all that happen.
But then there's little things when you get on this bus, because this feels like a lot like our bus, and then there's things like, oh, I keep certain toiletries on our bus. I don't have those here, or just like little things.
We have a lot of us have phone mounts in our bunks too to watch TV. I had to stop at a truck stop last night and buy a new. You bought a new one too.
Yeah, we both got phone mounts.
We couldn't watch
Sounds
TV.
so first world.
I keep a few different hats on the other bus, and I did not bring a hat. So this is new. This is Orlando Fine today. This is fresh out of
Nice.
Boot Barn.
Yeah. And we have a couple new dads also. I know Chandler and Tripp. Congrats to you.
Thank you.
And we are both girl dads.
Yeah,
so I love that. Just what? Turned 1?
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
21 years old.
Okay. So was there advice that you were able to actually pass on having the months in advance of oh, you're going to have this? Or did you guys pick up on stuff and go, you know what? I know, maybe it's something I didn't even think of before that happened.
I do remember Brandon telling this one story. He was like, you'll have all this anxiety with the industry, like what's going on with our career, all this stuff, and then you look at your kid and it all goes away.
Yeah.
And that really is true. It would be like, going through something or something's going wrong, then you look at your kid and you're like, oh, that's my son. I don't really care about, everything burning down around me.
Sure.
Yeah, it's been a while, because this year has been past year and a half forever for the whole world has been so anxiety ridden, and I definitely thought oh, bringing a kid in this world, that's just gonna add to the anxieties, because it's oh, that show's canceled, great, things, and then it's weird because then you get off the phone, and normally my whole life I'd get off the phone and be pulling my hair, and then you get off the phone and you're oh hey, what's up? And you're just a different. It's the weirdest thing, but it's been awesome.
So Honky Tonk Hippies.
Yes.
Okay. You've probably told this so many times, but the definition of hippie to you guys, do you have a form of what you would consider that? Because you guys, I always felt the past, I don't know when our paths crossed, maybe 4 years ago, and you played at All-Star Jam before. Also, we hung out at the ACMs. You guys had a massive night there and have accomplished so much. You guys have always been different than all the other acts in your talent and how you meld together. It is like a family. And I always felt like I was in Vermont for many years, so they have a different type of hippie in Vermont. But what is it to you guys, and is that how what infused what Honky Tonk Hippies was, the EP?
Yeah, I think hippie is definitely a mindset more than even the hippie movement in the 1960s. It was more just to take life as it comes, and our whole world. We're such a road band. Being on the road and creating music, you kind of just got to go with the flow, and each day is different, and find joy in the little things, and find joy in music, and I think there's all different kinds of hippies, and we happen to be a country rock and roll band, so we find ourselves in honky tonks a lot. It's I guess we're the Honky Tonk Hippies, but I think it's more of a mindset than anything else.
Do you have a favorite? You each have a favorite track on the record that stands out to you for a certain reason, or is there one that, or does it change?
I really love Wild Again. I started really loving that when we got to play it live, and we're playing it tonight, and it's just feels good. It's rocking, and so I love playing that one live.
And I want to pay a compliment at the K92 tent. There are more fans that came here to see you guys because of the interaction over the last year and a half that on social media. They said nobody does it better actually getting back to them. So whenever, I don't know who's in charge of it, if you want to pat yourself on the back or if you guys all take turns.
We have the advantage because there's five.
But honestly, it's so quick that matters so much, because right now you guys are hitting back, going out on the road, doing shows, and making sure that those fans feel like, hey, now's the time to actually come back out. So the timing of your record in July was like so perfect for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean, that's the kind of thing when we were there was like a light at the end of the tunnel. Our manager was like, we're going to start going back out in June, July. And so we had written a bunch, but we started like kind of going back and revisiting some of the songs we had worked on and kind of getting them in the right spot. And Brandon was like, dude, let's go cut a record. And we were fortunate enough to get to go down to Muscle Shoals. And literally like a month before we started touring, we literally spent like a week in Muscle Shoals at this really cool studio, just kind of hashing it out and making music that was like, all right, this is going to be for live. Like this is 100% for live. Nothing else. Like we want to be able to go out and rock.
Well, I think that was the thing that was different about it too. Is we like self-produced it, and we just went in the studio, and just the goal was to have fun. And all we were thinking about, like when we found out we were going back on the road, all we could think was like, all right, we want new songs or high energy. And you're not thinking about radio. You're not thinking about even because before you're playing shows, of course people are going to hear it live. So you think about that. But you're thinking about putting it online or whatever, how fans are going to react. All we could think about, like, dude, imagine during this part live when we get people.
Yeah.
Like, everything was live. And the first time we went out and played this EP live, it was like, oh, this is it. Like this is what this is the moment in the studio we get. And so it was such a live oriented record. So it's been awesome to be back on the road and do that.
Also, if you hear that EP and like it makes you want to drink beers, or it sounds like we were drinking beers, that's accurate. Like, dude, we had like this massive cooler in the middle of the room, and it was constantly stacked with beer. And so we get there at noon, start working on a song, drink a few beers. By 2 and 3 in the morning, you're playing music like you would be playing at a show. So it was like.
Yeah,
It was
so
a cool experience.
Props to you guys. I know you're gonna do amazing things in your personal lives.
Yeah.
Truly the best health and happiness to you.
Thank you.
And this record and many more to come. We're excited about more projects with our friends at Lanco.
Thank you.
All right.
And
thanks
we love
so
you guys
much.
down here. We're gonna be back in Orlando a lot, so
Yeah.
just come play golf.
Huh? Yeah.